POC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from the company XGIMI. And this is the Halo Plus projector. It's a 1080p Android TV projector and portable. It's actually this one. This is the portable projector. This is just a stand. But this, again, Halo Plus portable projector. It has a built-in battery that allows you to take it mobile so you can watch it in the backyard, go camping with it, however you want to pull off your movie watching experience, and you'll get up to 2 hours of performance out of it. That should get you through almost any movie. And then of course, if you have some kind of a solar device or something with you, then you can charge it up for the next day as well, maybe, so that you can just keep enjoying it through your trip. But of course, you can also plug it in and just watch it all day long if you'd like, and just move it around your home. It also takes on a shared feature list. It's kind of like somewhere in between the original Halo projector and the Elfin projector, which is another one of their projectors that doesn't feature the battery, unlike this one does. The Halos feature the battery, the other one does not. The other one's more for indoors, moving it around, or running an extension cord outside, where this one, no cables necessary. You don't have to plug it into the wall if you don't want to, as long as the battery is fully charged, and you don't have any HDMIs or anything that you need to. I mean, you can, but you don't need to run to it because everything can be sent to it wirelessly from your mobile device. But this one, it features a 900 lumen light source, LED. It's an LED projector, which should give you a pretty good image in the dark, even with the lights on, but it's not going to be much. I mean, don't expect anything out of a portable projector with all the lights on. That's almost never going to work out for you. I mean, it will, but it'll just be a dimmed out picture. I mean, projection is made for the dark, so turn off all the lights and enjoy your movie. 900 lumens, surprisingly, will get you a lot of picture, and we have been surprised by both of the other XGIMI projectors that we've come across so far, so we can only assume that this is going to look just as good. And like the Elfin projector, it has an enhanced auto image correction or adjustment software in it that's a lot like the Elfin projector, where it does more than just autofocus and auto keystone. It also offers object avoidance. So when you're pointing it at a wall, and let's say you have some light switches or you have a picture frame or anything like that on the wall, this is going to try to avoid all those objects and try to find the space in between and automatically size the picture to what's going to fit in whatever given space it has to play with. And again, it has Android TV, so just stream all your devices to it. So if you have a smartphone and you just want to cast YouTube or Netflix or anything like that to this, you can. Of course, it has Android TV, so it has Netflix and everything built into it. So all you need is Wi-Fi. Use your phone as a hotspot if you're traveling, if you have cellular reception. If not, then of course you're going to want to bring some media and plug it in if you're camping in the middle of mountains or something. And then you have low latency, which is pretty interesting actually with some of these mobile projectors, because usually projection is not the best route when it comes to gaming. You want to avoid projection usually, but this has a latency of only 26 milliseconds, which is pretty impressive and should get you through most gaming. You might not want to use it for online gaming, for competitive play at least, like first-person shooters or anything like that, because you want to just the lowest amount of latency as possible to get your edge on, or help with your edge, give you an edge in your gaming. But 26 milliseconds, it's really not bad. And then of course, like their other projectors, they have a partnership with Harman Kardon, which means they have speakers, two 5-watt speakers specifically, inside this projector that are by Harman Kardon. So you're gonna have Harman Kardon sound coming out of the projector as well to enhance your experience with. So if you are going mobile and you don't have a speaker system to connect this to, then you have that option of using the built-in speakers. Now, they're not going to be really, really bassy or anything like that. They're mostly going to be mids and highs more than anything. Just, I mean, given the amount of space that the speakers are in, and they're small speakers, so mids, highs. But these should sound good, just like the other projectors, because again, Harman Kardon. You can connect this to your smartphone and use it as a Bluetooth speaker as well. And then finally, the MSRP, the nicer mobile projectors like these, they do have typically a higher cost to them, unlike the smaller little cheap Pico projectors that don't really give you much of an image unless you're like 10 inches from the wall and a little projection this big. So this is going to give you much larger, probably up to 150, 200 inches, I believe, of an image. And it's going to be bright and very clear. It's going to look good. So you're going to have to pay for that. So the price point of this, the MSRP, is $859. So you get what you pay for, though. It's going to be a nice projector, and it has Android TV built into it. So you have all your favorite apps in there, and as long as you have Wi-Fi, no wires are needed, unless you're gonna listen to it or watch more than 2 hours worth of video. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like, see what everything, or what it comes with in the box, and then we'll give you a demonstration of what it looks like when it's in action. So it's nice and protected by all this foam, and it leads you straight to the projector. That's actually just like the original Halo projector in terms of how it's packed. And it actually looks like the Halo projector as well. It's quite similar. So really, it seems like most of your enhancements with the Plus model is really just coming from some of the software enhancements, like the enhanced image adjustment that this comes with. So we'll start, since all the accessories are kind of packed away in there, we're gonna go ahead and start with everything that's on the projector. And you have, on the sides here, you just have sound by Harman Kardon, 2 little logos there. On the front, you have your auto keystone. This is a tiny little camera that just watches the projection up here so that it can instantly adjust the image on the wall within a matter of seconds and give you the best picture possible, focus and everything. And then again, like I just said, here is your lens right here. You have your XGIMI logo here. It just says Home Smart Projector. On the top, you have the XGIMI logo built in, plus you have 3 touch buttons, or touch sensitive buttons right here. You have your volume up and down, plus a play pause button right there. And then you have a little LED light there for status. On the back side of it, you have just a output, or at least a grill here for the air flow to come out the back of the projector, since that is going to be your source. It's probably coming in through the front, out the back, and then the sides here are these 2 5-watt speakers. And then you have your connections on the back here. You have your power button for turning it on and off. You have a USB 2.0 port, which is, I want to say it's unfortunate. We always kind of pick at USB 2.0. It's like, why USB 2.0? It's so old. But then again, with our experience with their projectors so far, USB 2.0 has been enough to be able to open up files, including 4K. But keep in mind that this projector is 1080p, so you're not going to get 4K, so it's made for 1080p and below. So even if you have an uncompressed 4K file that's not going to open properly, what's the point? You're not going to be watching it at 4K, you're watching it at 1080. So it's for 1080 files in here, or music that you want to play from a USB drive here, and it should open all of it just perfectly fine. And then you have an HDMI input here for wired devices that don't offer wireless casting to external devices such as this. So if you have just a Blu-ray player, Xbox, PlayStation, or anything like that you want to plug into the back of this, you can plug in via normal HDMI. And then you have your headphone jack here, which is for listening to, or just watching movies silently with a pair of headphones. And, or if you want to output to a stereo system, you can do that as well, given you're only going to get stereo out of it. So if you do want a surround experience, you're going to want to use this kind of use this as a TV, as a monitor, and then HDMI into it from your receiver, so that way you're getting your digital surround from your receiver, and then the video is passing through to the projector. And then finally you have your power input here, which is for running it off of wall power, so that way it just can play all day, and or for charging the projector for your next mobile use. And then the bottom side here, you have just a little flip up here, just a little small little lid here, or a little latch here. When you open it up, it just has the serial number that's hidden away inside. Just kind of a unique thing that they do for some reason to hide the serial number. And then you have your camera threads right here, or at least tripod threads for a normal camera. So that way you can use a tripod with this, or their stand that they do offer, which is an optional accessory that you can buy on the side, which is a very neat, good looking stand for putting the projector on. And we'll get to that in just a moment. So we'll continue on with what's in the box. You have 2 boxes in here that contain the accessories. The first one is giving you your power brick here, which is 1/2 of your power supply. And then you have a user manual and some further documentation here. You have your register your XGIMI projector and activate your warranty. Just thanks for choosing XGIMI. Little card there. You have a frequently asked questions guide here, so just for simple little frequently asked questions in multiple different languages. It's really just 2 pages. Or no, I take that back. There's just 1 page. 3 questions. It's how to watch Netflix, how to mirror the screen of Android or iOS devices, and can I use my phone as a remote control? And the answer is yes. You got to download the Android TV via the app market on your phone and pair it with the XGIMI projector. And then you have your warranty information here, as well as your full user manual, user guide, which is not as intimidating as it looks right here. It's just multiple different languages, and it's about, we'll say, it's about that thick. There's your manual. And then your other case, or box here, has your other half of the power supply here, which just connects the brick to the wall, and your Android remote here. And this remote is absolutely identical to the other XGIMI remotes. You have your power button up here, you have a menu button, you have your Google Assistant button here that just triggers the Google Assistant, so you can say, hey, open this up on YouTube or Netflix, and then they'll do that. You have an input button, you have your settings button, you have a home screen button, it takes you back to the home screen, your back button, volume up and down, which is also going to act as your focus. There's a little switch at the bottom here. You can switch it back and forth, and that controls what this toggle button is going to do. So that way, if you want to manually set the focus or adjust the focus, you can do that using this remote, and then switch it back to volume so you can use it for volume. And then finally, you have your directional pad here for up, down, left, right, and your OK or selection button in the center. So again, this is exactly the same thing as the other remotes. You have your battery hatch at the back to insert a battery, and that's it. So moving on to the stand, again, this one is an optional accessory that you can buy off of their website. It is the X Desktop Stand Pro. And it looks really nice. Kind of a cool, neat design, kind of like one of those pop-up books. As you open it up, the little sides that protect the stand, they just kind of automatically move out of your way, so you can just take it straight out. I mean, clearly, this company is focusing on presentation of their product here. It's just a stand. Was that necessary? No, but it's definitely bonus points right there. You have a manual and warranty card. Everything just kind of slides right on off. And then you have this really neat stand with this nice heavy-duty metal plate here. This is just so you know, if you have cables running through it, you can manage your cables through this, possibly, I'm assuming. But you have a rubberized grip here, so that way you get a nice good grip at the bottom of the projector. And then you have your knob here for your thumb screw here, pretty much, for screwing it into the bottom of the projector with. XGIMI's logo is right here on the front, or on the top, and then the bottom has 3 little pads here to keep it from sliding around on the surface. So the end result is, once you apply this, is a really neat looking projector. I mean, it looks nice, and it has little, which is kind of cool. So depending on where you're sitting it has a little plastic piece that allows you to kind of adjust the angle as well. So if you want straight up, you got straight up. Yeah, maybe it's at a slanted surface of some sort, I don't know. But you can adjust the angle to compensate for that. So that way the auto keystone isn't having to work too hard, because if you have to over keystone an image, you're doing it wrong. The more you have to keystone an image, the more distortion you're going to get potentially in that image. So you want to minimize that keystone if possible, so you can get that from this. And really, actually, it looks like, if I'm using my brain properly while explaining this, it's really probably more for up and down. So if it's kind of closer to the wall, that way you can shoot upwards a little bit, not so much from the side. That's just me kind of jumping to conclusions there. But up, down, but left, right as well, in case you're on a slanted surface. But there you go, as the X Desktop Pro. Get all those tabs off there. X Desktop Stand Pro. And then you have your XGIMI Halo Plus projector, 1080p Android projector, which I believe is probably going to be Android 10, I'm assuming, if it's keeping up with everything else. And there you have it, 900 lumens. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. So what we have done is we have set the projector up in one of our demo theater rooms here. It is pointed at a 150-inch screen here, and we just turned it on. And you have to initially turn it on from the projector, just like in the other XGIMI projectors, where the remote does not work initially, because you have to pair it to the projector. So we just turned it on, and it took less than 10 seconds for it to just get through its logo screen, auto keystone, and focus itself to the screen. As you can see here, everything looks nice and crisp. And lead us to this screen here where we pair the remote, which it's just asking us to hit the back and the home button here, which connects it to it just like that. So it only takes a few seconds for the remote to connect, and now you're ready to go. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to run it through some menus here, connect it to one of the Wi-Fi networks here. We got plenty to choose from, and it gets you through the setup pretty quickly. It just asks you a number of questions to see if you want to link this to the Android on your phone, or if you just want to skip that and keep plowing your way through the setup. As you can see, it doesn't fill up the whole projection screen, but that's only because of the location of the projector to the screen right now. It's really close to the screen, and it's pointing upward a little bit, so it can actually reach up the screen, because since it's a little bit off the ground. and due to the distance of it, it's kind of small. So you have to keep in mind that zoom-wise, like it does zoom in, but it doesn't zoom out per se. So in order to get a larger picture, you'll have to drag the projector away from the screen, but it's still giving us about 100 inches or so right now, if you're counting diagonally and comparing it to any other projection screen or TV, and so far it's looking pretty good. So we're just gonna skip through some of these screens really quick. And you're just agreeing to a bunch of disclaimers and whatnot. And we're gonna, yes, no, for personal results and tracking and all that fun stuff that Android always wants to do. And then you're gonna choose some of your favorite apps that you want to install. And in this case, we're just gonna install a few, or we're gonna definitely go with Plex, because we love Plex. And then we're gonna skip some of these, we'll go with Netflix and stuff like that later on. It's already gonna have YouTube. And now it's going to walk us through a couple little things, is how to use Google. I'm going to skip past that because we already know how to do that in most cases. If you don't, then you're going to want to read those screens, obviously. But that's it. It drops us right into the screen. We're ready to go. Every time we turn on the projector now, it's going to auto-adjust the image like it did when we first turned it on. It only takes a quick second. In fact, we're going to turn this off so that you can actually see this in progress. So right now it is turned off, and on top of everything, we're going to turn off the lights, because these lights have been on this whole time, which does not really give us a fair, accurate demonstration of what this projector is capable of. So now with the lights turning off, we're going to turn the projector on, and you're going to see it auto-calibrate in just a moment. So we just turned it on. It's going to take, like I said, just a few seconds for it to acquire itself. The image you see here, the kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, but you have a little bit of an outline of the immediate rectangular pattern on the wall, which just shows you the kind of like the overall image. Now you're seeing the overall image here, and it's just going to boot up Android, and that whole image is going to kind of adjust itself as the keystone kicks in, and it realizes, hey, I'm not perfectly square. And here it goes. It's doing that right now. It's focusing, and it's about to change the picture. And it just did. So now you have a rectangular image. It's nice and even on the screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to go straight to YouTube. And we're going to search for 4K demo on YouTube. I'm using Google Assistant here to find this. It's sending us to YouTube. And in YouTube, we're just going to choose one of these nice, colorful demonstrations, and we'll go with, let's see here. Let's go with the Sony demo this round. I'm going to take up the volume a little bit so you can hear that a little bit. We can only do so much with volume since we don't exactly have the rights to use certain tracks, so this should be fine. The audio coming from the projector, it actually is surprisingly good. The mids, the highs are definitely there. There's actually a little low end as well, which is really surprising. So once again, Harman Kardon and XGIMI really just one-upped our own expectations here. We are going to turn that back down though, because again, just in case it plays anything we don't have any licensing for, we don't want to have any issues on YouTube or any other platform this video is going to show up on. So again, you're looking at a 100-inch screen, give or take, about 100 inches, on a 150-inch projection screen. If we wanted to fill the whole projection screen, we'd have to drag the projector back a little bit, but for the moment, this is just kind of convenient in our current setup. So we just put it on the table, pointed it up a little bit, and turned it on to see what happens, and so far, we like the results. Hopefully it'll pass through onto the camera just the same in terms of recording what we're seeing with our own eyes. Now, the picture clarity is absolutely fantastic. Brightness is fantastic with 900 lumens. Everything looks nice and crisp and clear on the screen and falls right into our expectations based on what we've seen so far with some of XGIMI's other projectors, such as the original Halo and the Elfin projector. We're actually going to back out of this now because it isn't really giving enough brightness there, so we're going to go ahead and go with something a little bit brighter, maybe. Let's try... Let's see what Dolby Atmos has for us for Vision. Dolby Vision. I think we can take the audio up a little bit on this.
This is Dolby Cinema. It's where the most advanced cinematic technology you've ever experienced.
Now the speakers coming from this are absolutely fantastic. Or just the sound coming from the speakers.
The number of speakers around you.
It really sounds good. It is loud. Of course, this is This right here is just more of an example of sound, so we're going to skip through that and we're going to go to Dolby Vision, which is later on in this demo. So now we can see color.
Universe of color.
And how bright everything is on the screen. And this does look compressed, so this just looks like the video as it's on YouTube. It's not at its best resolution at the moment, but if we were using one of the demo discs, which this actually came originally on a Blu-ray disc, that would look so much better than what we're getting off of YouTube. Skip past these commercials and bring ourselves to this other video. And so far, everything, again, is looking good. Keep in mind, you know, if we need a bigger picture, you just draw the projector back or bring it back from the surface it's projecting on. And what we're working with here is, again, 900 lumens. So the normal projectors that we actually make use of in normal theatrical or just home theater situations, you're typically finding 2,000 plus in your lumen range. So this is only hitting at 900 lumens, and so far it's looking, again, really good at its limitation of only 900 lumens. And I say limitation lightly because it is a mobile projector. So they can only accomplish so much while still being able to keep the mobile footprint or form factor. So you're not really getting into 2,000 plus until you start breaking into the larger projectors, and now you're losing your mobility. Like some of our 4K projectors that we have here that are installed in these theaters, I mean, they're closer to about 2,800 lumens, but they're also much, much larger than this projector and far more in cost. Somewhere around 2 to 3 to even 5 times the cost of this little guy. But so far we don't see any lag, there's no dipping in anywheres in quality or bandwidth issues in terms of resolution due to its connection to Wi-Fi. Everything looks crisp and clear. There's no motion trail. Everything just looks fantastic. And again, a 26 milliseconds delay, this should be good for console gaming as well, especially if you're playing any kind of campaign modes in these games. Again, for competitive online gaming, like first-person shooters, it's probably going to be best to skip using a projector altogether, but if you absolutely had to, this should be a good pick due to the fact that it has such a low latency to it. There we go, skip to a better video here that was actually uploaded in a nicer quality format. So again, everything looks bright, everything's crisp, the colors are fantastic, they're accurate. Again, I just hope that the camera's picking this up as well as our eyes are seeing it, because sometimes the lens doesn't always pick up accurately. And that's it. So there you have it, the XGIMI Halo Plus portable 1080p Android TV projector and optional stand. Again, optional, this costs extra. You can go to their website for that, and we'll have links for this as well in the description. We're going to also have a full review on this later on at POCnetwork.net once we've had even more time to play with this to see what we like or don't like about it. And we'll have all of that in that review. Again, POCnetwork.net. That'll be available in the description, as well as mentioned a link to the stand and the projector in case you want to go online and buy one of these yourself. And if you liked what you've seen here, don't forget to subscribe below and follow us. We have many more videos to come, as well as that comment section down there. Definitely hit that comment section and let us know what you think. Does it look good to you? Do you have one? Do you have the original Halo and you're thinking about getting the Halo Plus? It's probably not going to be. I guess that's going to be a major question that's going to pop up at some point, and we'll answer that right now. If you already have the original Halo, you're probably going to want to keep it. It's not that big of an upgrade between the Halo and the Halo Plus to justify buying the new one. However, if you don't have a Halo projector at all, you don't have a mobile projector in general, then yes, go with the Plus versus the original, because you're going to have that enhanced image adjustment feature as well as a few little things. So definitely check out the comments and share your thoughts and opinions, though, and talk amongst each other or with us if you have any questions. And as always, we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.